Welcome back, everybody, to PoolieMagTV, the raw, unedited, unscripted NUFC fan channel where everybody's got an opinion and nobody's opinion's wrong. So this is just an off-the-cuff video, really, to be fair. I wasn't going to make videos over Christmas, but I feel we missed if I didn't jump on the opportunity to really just get my thoughts about this season. I know we've got one more match against Burnley before the new year, but the title of is Newcastle season falling apart? And I honestly believe it is. I really do. I don't think we're playing well, and I just don't think we've got the nous to turn it around. So we're just going to jump straight into the video. It's going to be a little bit of a Manchester United reaction video. I haven't watched the game. I watched the highlights of the game. I was with my son and everything, and family for Boxing Day, and football comes second to me. But it still nagged me that we played an absolutely diabolical Manchester United team. That was like a Carabao Cup first round Manchester United team. They had somebody called Heaven in centre back. They had Patrick Dorgu as a right winger. They had Mason Mount, who barely gets a kick. They ended the game with Joshua Zirkzee up front. Ugarte was in midfield. Casemiro's older than me. And I just think, if we can't beat them, what's the point? Because that was one of the worst Manchester United teams I've ever seen in my 30 years of being a football fan. And I've seen some bad Manchester United teams in the last couple of seasons, but wow, that was terrible. The goalkeeper, Lemons, he is a lemon. He is rubbish. They've got, who did they have? Lisandro Martinez, who's about 4'8", hasn't played all season. That team was horrendous. And we went there, and yes, we were better than what we were against Sunderland. Don't get me wrong, we tried. But just not good enough. And when it's not working, Eddie Howe just does not seem to be able to turn it around. We've got Nick Voltemada up front there. The one away game where we've actually got close to him was against Everton, and we won 4-1. We don't get close to him. We've got no wingers running off him. We've got no midfielders running in beyond. And we're stale. The tactics are stale. The football club's stale. You can say what you want about losing Isaac. I don't care no more. How long do you cry over an ex-girlfriend? That's what this feels like. We're still whingy. You've still got certain fans who, we had a poor window. We spent £250 million. Eddie Howe handpicked them players. He's brought in Elanga, ruined Elanga for me. He's a counter-attacking player, and Eddie Howe seemingly wanting to play possession-based football. Why buy him? He's bought Jacob Ramsey, who's quite a drop of the shoulder, jinx pass players. Now he's trying to turn him into the next Joe Linton. I just don't get him. I think Eddie Howe took us as far as he can go, if I'm totally honest. He's brought us some great memories. But I'm starting to get a little bit sick of the fans who were saying, well, it's better than Ashley. It's been 5 years since Ashley was here. Or 4 years, whatever. Right? And if you're willing to put up with it's better than Ashley, then I'm sorry, but you're quite a sad football fan, in my opinion. Because why wouldn't you want this team to progress? Why wouldn't you want this team to move forward? Why wouldn't you want this team to be challenging? If you're happy finishing 10th after spending £250 million in the summer and saying that, we don't get backed and we don't do this and we don't do that and Eddie Howe's been let down. Bullshit. It's bullshit. I'm sorry. But that man is letting himself down. His tactics are dinosaur. They look dinosaur this season. I'm sorry they do. His inability to adapt is costing us this season. Our season's over for me. We're not going to win the Champions League, let's face it. We're not beating Man City over 2 legs in the Carabao Cup, and let's see what we can do in the FA Cup. But the league is dreadful. The league form is dreadful. One win in 5? 1 away win all season? 13 points from winning positions dropped? Haven't won a game when going 1 goal behind? No intensity. It's cowardice. It's cowardly. It is. And I don't just want to jump on the bandwagon, but I am tonight. I've been listening to the Tone Review, and I've been listening to Brian from the True Geordie, and they make loads of sense. He's buying athletes. This team will turn into Stoke 2.0. It will before we even know it. He is grinding out any flake, any flake of creativity is just getting grinded out of this team. We don't have Isaac no more. Yes, granted, he went and spat his dummy out. St. Maximin, a game changer. Yeah, he was inconsistent, but we just don't have that. I was talking to my dad, and he'll happily admit he's a trust the process kind of guy. But even he was saying we don't have them players no more. He's not as full on as I am, but that's him. He has his own opinions, and I have my own opinions. And I think this is a disgrace of a season for Newcastle United. You can see other teams have transitional seasons. Yeah, of course they do. Liverpool have spent more than us, and look where yes, they're winning games now, but they're not going to win the league. So yes, there is teams out there that do spend a lot of money. Chelsea have spent billions and still can't win the league. But I'm not bothered about Chelsea. I'm not bothered about Liverpool. I'm bothered about us. And we look worse now than what we did 3 years ago when we first finished fourth. That's not progress. That's not progress at all. That is us going backwards. And that Manchester United team was dreadful last night. I'm not saying we didn't try, because we did in the second half, but to not beat that is disgusting in my eyes. I go into games now like I did when we were managed by Steve Bruce on McLaren. If we win, we win. It's great, but I don't think we're going to. I've never had that feeling with Eddie Howe before. Never. I've never had that feeling since the new owners took over. I've always went into the big games or any game thinking, do you know what, we're going to win this today. We haven't won all of them, obviously. We've drew and got beat in some of them, but I've never, ever lost that hope. Now I just go into it like it could be Steve Bruce managing. It really could be Steve Bruce managing. If we win, brilliant. If we don't, I didn't expect us to anyway. That's not what I want 5 years into this takeover. This is the 5th year now of this takeover. And this is what, about the 10th transfer window we've had. And you can say what you want. We've spent money. We've spent money and we look a hell of a lot worse than what we did 2-3 years ago. And that isn't just down to Eddie Howe, by the way. You know, the board didn't back on for 3 transfer windows. PSR has crippled us a little bit. But come on, mate. Come on. Eddie Howe isn't helping himself, is he? So for me, I think this season's over. I think we'd be lucky to finish top 10, if I'm totally honest. I think Nick Voltemada has been a shining light who gets let down regularly by this formation, by these tactics, by this manager. I think Jacob Ramsey and Anthony Elanga have been let down severely by this manager and his tactics. I really do. And I just don't see, unless there's a change, I just do not see how we get out of this, because the definition of insanity or madness or whatever you want to call it is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. And Eddie Howe is doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it's working 1 or 2 times out of 10. That is not good enough. Adapt, evolve, just like other managers do. Look at Ruben Amorim. He's took loads of flack, And I mean loads and loads of flack. He's changed his system. He outthought us. I heard it on the commentary, we weren't expecting him to set up like this. Well, I can guarantee he was expecting us to set up the way we did. There's no spontaneity, there's nothing. It's just the same old bullshit, week in, week out. And if it works, it works. But when it doesn't, it's poor. And we are poor at the minute. And we're getting beat off really poor average teams. So what does that make us? Anyway, I hate making these videos now. I really do. Because they all just sound the same. They all just amalgamate into one. It's just a boiling pot of just frustration and just, I don't know, of shit, really. We're just not playing well. But I'd be remiss if I didn't come out and say, look, these are my thoughts. Agree, disagree, whatever, I don't really care. This is my channel and I'll say what I want on it. So that's my thoughts. Do you think Newcastle season's over? Hit like, comment down below. And like I always say, keep it black and white and keep it PoolieMagTV. Over and out.